from the players. I mean, it's only human nature. And I'm saying this because I want to talk about this comment that I got, and we're going to talk about it. Okay, guys. Now, remember, if you have a comment, which I've been seeing a lot of them, leave them in the comment section, and I'll be making videos. So your comment could end up being a video. And this comment comes from that dude 1981, a great supporter of the channel, has been supporting my content for a long time. So let's talk about his comment. He says, laugh out loud. Come on, fam. You can't say you would second guess your coach. Stupid decision. Bad call by the refs. I just hate this is a conference game. Nykar is committing today, fam. Don't be that YouTuber. Laugh out loud. We screwed up. This may spill over to next week. Now, he said a lot in his comment, which is kind of why I wanted to talk about this. Now, the first thing he says, one of the things he says is, don't be that YouTuber. And I often get that in comments. People say, don't be that YouTuber. Don't be the scared YouTuber. Don't be the overhyped YouTuber. Don't be the world is ending YouTuber. Don't be the too sensitive YouTuber. Don't be the too analytical YouTuber. Guys, I can only be one type of YouTuber, and that's me. Anything that I say is because it's how I feel. Anything that I say, I can back up why I say it. I never just say stuff just to say it. I never just say stuff just to idolize something. I don't know. Anything I say on this channel for anybody watching, and I know that dude rocks with the channel, and he's been supporting the channel for a long time, so I know he knows this. Anything that I say, I stand on, and it's from what I think. I don't let anybody else, what anybody else thinks, judge what I say on this mic. Because what I want this channel to be is someone talking to you guys being 100% authentic. Now, does that mean you have to agree with everything I say? No. And those are my favorite type of comments, because when you disagree, it can open the floor for conversation. And I'm always down to have conversation, especially about that you. Okay. Now, he says you can't say you would second guess the coach. Okay. Now, thank you for leaving that in the comment, because that makes me understand that I need to elaborate on what I'm talking about. And now, I don't mean now that this decision was made, we lose the game, players are going to start doing whatever they want to. Players are just going to start saying, F you, Mario. Players are going to start running the ball instead of passing the ball, and they're going to start dropping in coverage instead of blitzing. I don't mean that. What I mean is this. When a coach takes over a program, I believe he has a bar, right? Let's call it the buy-in bar. When you come in at first and you start preaching, you start putting your resume out there, players are going to buy into that. And the players that don't, leave. So you have a buy-in bar. Now, when you lose to a Middle Tennessee State, that bar comes down. The players start saying, hey, coach, you said if we do X, Y, and Z, we were going to win games, but now we're starting to lose. Okay. And I honestly feel like players know that losses are going to happen, and they know sometimes they're the blame for those losses. But I believe when you have a situation like last night, where we're running the ball ahead when all we need to do is kneel to get the victory, and we end up fumbling the ball, we end up losing the game, the camera pans to Matt Lee, and he says, what are we doing? What the F are we doing? He's bawling, crying. Do you not think that the players are starting to question what Mario Cristobal is saying? Do you not think when Mario Cristobal went into that locker room, some players were thinking, he just cost us the game, I don't care what he says? Do you not think that at some point in his practice, when he starts talking about when you do what you're supposed to do, when you make the right calls, when you're disciplined, when you are prepared, you can't lose. There's going to be some players that say, were you prepared against Georgia Tech when all we had to do was take a knee? You decided not to, and we fumbled the ball and we lost the game? I don't believe the locker room is lost. That's crazy to say because we don't know what's going to happen next. But I will say I think players are going to start to second guess Mario. Maybe it's not to the point where we see it on the field. I'm hoping it's not, but it's human nature. Or am I wrong? That's why you got to talk to me in the comments. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Something else in this message I wanted to talk about. He says Nykar is committing today. That is great news. Nykar, electric wide receiver out of Georgia, committed to Georgia, decommitted, took a visit here. He's ready to commit to Miami. That definitely would make me happy. I don't know about y'all. It definitely would. And then he says, we screwed up. Yeah, we did. This may spill over to next week. This game versus Georgia Tech is over. The chapter is written for this season. But here's the thing. At the end of the season, what will we look back at this Georgia Tech game and say? Because there's two ways this could go. We could say we messed up in that Georgia Tech game and our players took it on the chin and they bounced back. They won games. They used it to motivate them. They used this chapter to say that a setback is a setup for a comeback. Or, like we've seen before, we can look back at this Georgia Tech game and say, that's when our season went downhill. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. I can't come on here and say, oh, we're going to beat UNC. I know we're going to beat UNC. Because this is a new team, and I thought this team was different, only for us to play down to competition and then for us to lose the game like we did. So I wonder what's going to happen. That dude, I appreciate your comment, my man. And guys, I will end with this. Miami is 4-1. Still can win the ACC. Still can win a bowl game. Still can play in a big-time bowl game. But there's no room for error now. There's no more room for error. We got a lot of good teams we got to play. And we get to see how this team's going to respond after an L. It's going to be interesting. I appreciate you guys. I'm out. Peace.